All right, well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming to the Friday at 2 o'clock. We're not going to have Friday's Heroes today because we have Friday's Heroes, but a couple of the chiefs are in a meeting and can't make it this afternoon. So we're going to do Employees of the Week this week, which is actually fitting because, as you can see behind me, we've got a lot of folks to thank today and a lot of folks to honor. Our Employees of the Week this week come from the Solid Waste Department. And I'd like to thank each and every one of these individuals for coming down today as we get a chance to thank them for their efforts and honor the things that they do in our community. These employees are from the solid waste team. They make it their business to ensure that our community is as clean as it can be. When you drive around Albuquerque, and I can tell you as a mayor, I keep my eye sharp. I'm always looking for making sure that the city looks good. And these folks behind me are the ones that make that happen. And that's no easy task. We have almost 60,000 miles of lanes to clean in the city of Albuquerque. That's 60,000 miles of road lanes and more than 167 tons of trash that we collect each and every year in the city of Albuquerque. Think what that would look like if we all just covered our loads on our pickup trucks on the way to the dump. We know in solid waste we actually work with our trucks as well to make sure that they have every opportunity not to spill trash as well. So today we have the city's clean team, a group of about 30 people who absolutely provide amazing results for all of us. And I'm delighted to recognize these folks who serve our community and all too often don't get the recognition that they deserve because they do an awful lot for our city. Having a clean, trash-free city is good for business, it's good for tourism, it's good for our quality of life, and it's good for our health and our wellness as well. And a special thanks to the efforts of our weed and litter crew who maintain the city as one of the cleanest cities in the country. Lastly, I want to mention that in addition to their regular duties, before any of the city's major events like the huge 4th of July celebration, the New Mexico State Fair, and the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta, the weed and litter crews, thank you, converge on the streets of Albuquerque to ensure that our city is ready for all the visitors that come to see Albuquerque. And it's obviously that these folks take pride in their work because the city really is looking good. And at this time, I'm going to have James Mora say a few things, but first I want to thank Marco Holloway. Marco's with us here today. He's standing right here, this gentleman. Marco was one of the first guys I met when I got a chance to be the mayor. And the reason I got a chance to meet Marco was because I was very interested in making sure our city looked clean. I said, who's in charge of this? Because we had some funding cuts. When I took over as the mayor, we had some state funding that was coming into the city to help us clean the interstates. The interstates are actually the responsibility of the state, but the state a number of years ago had put forward some money to have us do that work on their behalf. And the day I took over as mayor, that funding had dried up. And so we called the State Highway Department, talked to them a little bit. I talked to Marco, I talked to John Soliday at the time, who was our solid waste director, and we were successful in getting the state of New Mexico to come back through with some of the funding that we need. So many thanks to them. So Marco, I've had a chance to know Marco probably as long as I've known anybody while I've been the mayor. You do a great job. You always do it with a smile on your face. Your guys and gals go out there and do really, really good work. So thank you so much. So now I'm going to bring up James Mora, Superintendent of the Operations for Solid Waste Department. And then what we're going to do is we are going to give our employees, as we normally do, we have certificates for each of the employees that talk about Employee of the Week certificate that you'll be able to take and show your families and tell them how proud of you we are. And then we also have letters for each of the employees for their personnel files. And then in addition, we have some passes to the Albuquerque Balloon Museum and some other goodies that we're able to share with you today. So with that, I'm going to bring James up to say a few words. James?
Thank you, Mayor.
Good to see you.
Thank you for coming. It's a great day in the city of Albuquerque in the solid waste division. I've been employed with the solid waste division for about 24 years, and this is the cleanest I've ever seen the city. And thanks to this crew, they do a great job putting their lives on the line every single day and cleaning up this city. Our Clean City Division does an outstanding job on a daily basis. They work hard and take great pride in the job that they do for the citizens of Albuquerque. I would like to congratulate Marco Holloway on behalf of the Solid Waste Management Division for the outstanding job that his crews achieve every single day. To each member of the Weed and Litter crew, I would just like to say thank you for all the hard work that you have done. You do a great job for the mayor and for the city of Albuquerque and the citizens. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. And before we wrap up here, I just want to say a couple things. I'd like to thank the citizens of Albuquerque for a couple of things. Number one, the first year we were here as the mayor, it was evident that some of our equipment at the solid waste department was frankly falling apart. This is the weed and litter crew, but with our residential and our commercial pickups, we frankly literally had trucks that were leaking hydraulic fluid everywhere, trucks that were breaking down. We were spending so much time fixing trucks instead of having new trucks ordered. Because we did the $2, I think, and 19-cent increase for our customers, that is really translating into a lot of what you see in the city of Albuquerque today. We now have newer equipment for our drivers to drive, safer equipment for our drivers to work as well. And then I just want to remind everybody, if we can all take just a little bit more care, we're not going to put these guys out of a job, but we can do even better things for the city if we can just get people to understand that cover your loads when you're on the way to the dump. If you are out and running around and you have trash in your vehicle, just don't litter. The Toss No Mas campaign has been very big for New Mexico over the years, and we want to continue to get everybody in the city of Albuquerque to do your part, because these fine individuals are doing their part. So with that, I just want to thank everybody here again today. Thanks for making our city a great place to live. We appreciate you very much.